Tell me, what would you do if one night the moon simply did not rise? Not hidden by clouds, not swallowed by an eclipse, gone, taken. In the kingdom of Olanla, that night came, and it did not leave for 100 nights after. This is the story of the girl who went to get it back. Olanla was once the most radiant kingdom under the sky. Its rivers reflected starlight. Its children played until the moon told them it was time to sleep. And its king, King Adisa, loved beautiful things. He loved them so much he could not bear to share them. His palace held 1,000 lanterns, yet he always wanted one more light. One night, gazing up, he decided he wanted the greatest light of all. "Why should the moon shine on beggars and kings alike?" he said. "Bring me my sky priests. I want that light for this palace, and this palace alone." The sky priests chanted for 7 nights. On the 7th, they wove a net of light and thread and old, forbidden magic, and pulled the moon down into a golden gourd. King Adisa sealed it with wax and his own royal ring. From that night on, the palace of Olanla blazed brighter than the sun at noon. But beyond its walls, the rest of the kingdom went dark. One of the priests trembled as he handed over the gourd. "It is done, my king," he said, "but the moon does not belong in a jar. It belongs to everyone. This will not end well." "It belongs to whoever is strong enough to hold it," the king replied. "Leave me." In the village of Ugbo Dodo, on the far edge of the kingdom, the people had no royal lanterns. They had only fireflies, caught gently in jars each evening by a girl named Yeye. She had done this since she was small, ever since her mother taught her the firefly calling song. Now, with the moon gone, her jars were the only light for miles. The village elder gathered everyone by the fire. 90 nights of darkness, he said. The crops do not know when to sleep. The children do not know when to wake. Something must be done, and soon. Yeye was not a princess. She was not a warrior. She was an orphan who talked to insects and remembered her mother's songs better than her mother's face. But she had one gift nobody else in the village had. She was never, ever afraid of the dark, because she had learned long ago that even in the blackest night, something small can still shine. "I know, little one," she whispered to a firefly resting on her finger. "You're tired of carrying all this light alone. So am I." The firefly, whose name was Kobe, glowed a little brighter. "Then let's go get some help," he said. "That moon has family up there. Maybe it's time somebody asked for it back." The village elders argued for hours. Send warriors? The king's guards would cut them down before they reached the gate. Send a messenger? Messengers had gone before and never returned. Then Baba Ijo, the blind griot who remembered every story ever told in Olanla, rose to speak. "No warrior has ever freed the moon," he said, "because the moon was never taken by force. It was taken by pride, and pride is only ever undone by wit or by kindness." Yeye stood up from the crowd. "Then send me," she said. "I've spent my whole life learning how to make small lights last. Maybe I can learn how to bring back a big one." Before she left, Baba Ijo pressed something into her hands, a necklace of blue beads that had belonged to her mother. And with it, 3 warnings for the 3 trials he knew she would face on the road to the palace. "The forest will test your fear," he told her. "The river will test your truth, and the mountain guardian will test your greed. Fail anyone, and you will not reach the palace gates." "And if I pass all 3? Yeye asked. He smiled. "Then you'll deserve whatever you find at the top." The Whispering Forest was named for the voices that lived in it, not people, but shadow hyenas, spirits that fed on fear. They circled Yeye all night, murmuring doubts into the dark. "Little light keeper," they hissed, "so far from home, so small, so alone." "I'm not alone," Yeye said, raising her firefly jar higher. "I brought 100 little lights with me, and not one of them is afraid of you." By dawn of the second day, Yeye reached the river Iyanu. Its guardian, a spirit of water and memory, would only let travelers cross if they gave up something true, a real and precious truth, or a real and precious thing. "Give me the thing you love most, child," the river spirit said. "The river only carries those who know the weight of what they carry." Yeye clutched her mother's necklace. "This is all I have left of my mother," she said. "Then it is truly precious," the spirit answered. "That is exactly why the river will accept it." Yeye unclasped it, her voice barely holding together. "Take care of it, please." She crossed with empty hands and a heavier heart. But something told her the necklace was not lost, only lent to the water, the way all true things eventually return. At the base of the sky mountain sat Nkomo, the spider elder, keeper of the last trial. He did not test fear, and he did not test truth. He tested greed, because that is what had built the mountain path in the first place. "Here's my riddle, small one," he said. "I hold a lantern with enough light for one house or for 100 houses. The flame does not change size either way. Why then do some men still lock it in a single room?" Yeye thought hard. "Because they think light runs out," she said slowly. "They think if they share it, there'll be less left for them." "And is that true?" Nkomo asked. "No," Yeye said, growing more certain. "Light isn't like food or gold. My jar of fireflies has been giving light to my whole village every night for years, and it's never once run out. Sharing didn't make it smaller. It just made more people warm." Nkomo smiled. If spiders can smile, and let her pass. She had answered correctly, not with cleverness alone, but with something the king himself had forgotten. The truth that light was never meant to be owned. On the third night, Yeye reached the palace of 1,000 lanterns. Up close it was even more dazzling than the story said. And yet, standing there exhausted, hungry, with nothing left but a jar of fireflies, Yeye realized something strange. The palace was bright, but it did not feel warm. A guard blocked her path. "No villagers past the gate," he said. "King's orders." "Then tell your king a girl is at his gate, with a light he's never seen before," Yeye said. "I don't think he'll want to miss it." King Adisa had received merchants, warriors, and foreign kings in that hall. He had never received a girl with a jar of bugs. Curiosity, if nothing else, made him listen. "A firefly girl walks into my palace and demands an audience," he said, amused. "Tell me why I shouldn't have you thrown out." "Because I didn't come to demand anything, my king," Yeye said. "I came to ask you a question your sky priests were too afraid to ask." "Ask it then." "Has the moon gotten brighter since you caged it?" she asked. "Or has it only gotten quieter?" That night, alone, King Adisa finally looked closely at the gourd he'd sealed 100 nights before. And the girl was right. The light inside had dimmed, not because it was running out, but because it was starving. Light, like anything alive, needs somewhere to shine. Locked in a jar, even the moon begins to fade. 100 nights of hoarding, he murmured to himself, and it's dimmer now than the day I caught it. The next morning, King Adisa summoned Yeye back to the throne room. But pride does not die easily. Even a king who suspects he is wrong will look for one more way to be right. "Suppose I open this," he said. "Suppose the moon rises again over every rooftop in Olanla, mine included. What do I gain, Firefly Girl?" A king who owns nothing his people don't also have. Is he still a king? "My village has shared one jar of fireflies for years, my king," Yeye said gently. "We're not less because of it. We're just never alone in the dark. Maybe that's worth more than a palace. No one else can enter." The wax seal cracked. Light poured out, not violently, but like a held breath finally released. It rose through the palace roof, over the mountains, over the river, over the whispering forest, until it found its place again in the sky. And for the first time in 100 nights, the moon rose over Olanla. Every rooftop, every hut, every child's upturned face, all of it lit the same silver gold, all at once. Somewhere below, a villager pointed at the sky, gasping, "Look, look, it's back!" Kobe landed on Yeye's shoulder, glowing warmly.
Welcome.
You did
Dance
it,
through
he
the
said.
night.
You
The
actually
spirits
did
are
it.
high. The
Yeye
moon
looked
is
up,
bright.
quiet, almost disbelieving. We did it. King Adisa stood on his balcony a long time that night. His 1,000 lanterns, once his pride, looked small now beside the moon he'd tried to keep for himself. I built a palace of 1,000 lights, he said softly. And it took a girl with 1 jar of fireflies to teach me what light was actually for. It's not too late to use your 1,000 lanterns better, my king, Yeye said, smiling. Olanla has a lot of dark roads that could use them. When Yeye reached home, she found the river had kept its promise. Her mother's necklace waited for her at the village well, dry and warm, as if it had never left. The king, true to his word, sent lantern bearers to light every dark road between the palace and the farthest village. And every year after, on the night the moon was freed, the people of Olanla lit a single firefly jar and set it outside their door, not because they needed the light anymore, but so they would never forget